Hello friends, and welcome to Shauna Stitches. I'm Shauna, and this is my crafty podcast where I talk about all the things I've been working on lately. This is episode 53, and it's July 16th, 2022. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm very happy to have both new and returning viewers here to see what I've been up to lately. I'm doing things a little bit differently today, and hopefully that means that I'm going to have better quality for the video. The first thing I'm doing differently is I'm recording on my phone. I've been getting mixed results with recording on my iPad, which is what I've always done. I record there and edit on my MacBook in iMovie. And for whatever reason, sometimes it'll let the video be seen in 1080. What is it? No, not DPI, 1080, whatever, 1080 quality, which is good quality, or sometimes it'll be 720, and it doesn't make any sense to me why sometimes the quality's better than others. No reason at all. So recording on my phone and show notes on my iPad, so a little bit opposite of what I normally do. The other thing that's different is I'm using earbuds and hoping that the audio quality will be a little bit better and a little bit louder. Yeah, diving right in. It's been over 2 weeks since I last recorded. I knew that things were going to be really busy leading up to, just in July. July 4th is very busy at work, so there hasn't been a ton of crafting going on. Plus, I've been super focused on the projects that I am working on, which means I do have some progress to show. What am I? Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh shoot, I forgot to grab something. I'll be right back. I have one finished object today, and that is the Ripple Camisole that I've been working on. Patterned by Jessie May. And it's in the A Yarn to Die For, Bertie, Bott's Famous Beans, and an Undyed. The bottom section is all Bertie Bott's, and you can see where I started helical, knitting in and adding in the undyed white. I'm happy with this and I'm not happy with this. You'll notice I'm not wearing it, and it fits great everywhere. It has a lot of stretch, except for this part right here. So there's the strap. This is the underarm section. This does not give. Like, I literally cannot, it's not stretching. That's all you get. And I'm just confused because I went up a needle size, or not a needle size, I went up a pattern size. I have a 36 to 37 inch bust. I knit the 40 inch. Everywhere else stretched out fantastic, except for this underarm section. And I don't understand why. And obviously the front section, I guess, along there doesn't stretch either, but that's not an issue. It's just super tight right here. Which would be right under my underarms. And it's so tight that it feels like the yarn's actually going to break. So I know that that means that I can't wear this the way it is. And I don't know how to make that any differently. Obviously, I'd have to rip back to at least here, which means take out the little bra cups and the straps, which isn't a ton of knitting compared to how much knitting this was. I used, if I remember right, I used 150 or 160 grams of yarn. So 1.5 cakes of yarn, and that's for something without sleeves. So it's pretty long. I knit the body to 20 inches. Also, I don't like this. Do you see that stitch right there? It's so, that's because it had to stretch so much. It looks terrible. I don't know. So if any of you have any ideas on how I can fix this underarm area to give it some stretch, because none of this, the strap and that, none of it has stretch. If you have any ideas for me, please let me know, because if I can't figure out how to salvage this, I'm just going to have to rip the whole thing out. And with how much knitting time I've had lately, this was a month of knitting, and that just really hurts a lot. I have found out about myself that I am very much a process knitter, so I just enjoy the knitting process. which means I enjoy, you know, the yarn and just the movement of my hands, and it's very methodical for me. So I'm not as focused on the finished object. But that being said, I would still like to finish some objects that actually fit me. That's the whole point. Anyway, I'm kind of bummed about this. Actually, I'm really bummed because I was going to take this on vacation with me, and it might have been way too hot for Mexico, but it's a tank top and it just seemed like a good thing to have. So yeah, please, please, please let me know if you have any ideas. I don't know what to do other than to rip it all completely out. So yeah, that's a bummer. The yarn was great. I would say the pattern was great except for this section. And you know, like I said, I made it to the right measurements. I don't know. Actually, I made it bigger than the right measurements. I do have very broad shoulders. I have a broad rib cage, but again, it still should have fit. So I'm just confused. What a way to start a podcast with a downer. That sucks. Okay, on to works in progress. I have my Boxy that I'm making out of Holst Garn Supersoft. And it's not the easiest thing to show right now. Actually, probably ever, as it's quite big. But you'll see this marker right here, where that's looped into the stitches. That's where I last showed you. So this has almost 400 stitches per round, and I've made that much progress. That's pretty crazy. It's measuring just about 5 inches now from where my needles are in it to the very bottom. I did adapt the pattern to have 1 inch of 1x1 rib, and I did something that's supposed to help keep the band from flipping up. I don't know though, because you see how it wants to flip up now, and it flips up constantly while I'm knitting on it. So hopefully that will work, because this being bottom up, I'm definitely not going to go back and fix it, because that would mean ripping everything out. I don't know how long I'm going to knit this. I believe my size is 18 inches before you separate for the top and the arms and whatnot, but I'll probably do mine longer because I usually do. And I am enjoying this because I can just knit on this. I don't have to think about it. The Holst Garn Supersoft is okay to knit with. It still seems very thin. I did pre-wash all of my yarn. And if you can see, this makes for, well, it doesn't look so bad from your side, but from my side where the light is shining through, you can see right through the fabric. There you go. That gives you kind of an idea. And granted, once it's on my body, you know, obviously my body will add some darkness, and if I wear a shirt under it, which I probably would, I'm sure it will be fine. You can't see the logo of my shirt through it, I don't think. But it's just kind of, you know, I know this yarn is supposed to plump up. Maybe even though I washed it multiple times, it still isn't enough. Hopefully it will plump up. And I know for sure blocking it will even out some of the odd looking stitches. I don't know if you could see that really, but every now and then there's just a stitch that looks a little wonky, and usually my tension is very good. So I think it's the yarn. I don't hate it. I don't love it yet. Hopefully I do love it, because I've heard from a lot of people just online, not like personal friends, that really enjoy this yarn for garments because it makes a very light but warm garment. And I think that has something to do with the fact that it is not superwash. I've heard that those yarns are warmer. Plus this is, I believe, more of a woolen spun yarn, which traps in more air and provides more warmth. So yeah, I'm enjoying that project, if nothing else than for the simplicity and being able to read and knit and all those things. Next up, I have not made any progress on this, but I am going to talk about it anyway. This is my very tangled, very bright, blowing out the screen, half and half triangles wrap. Like I said, I have not worked on this at all, but the reason I'm talking about it is because this project and my Boxy are what is going to go on vacation with me. We leave in just a few days. I'm so excited. But I am sleep deprived from stress. Oh, that sucks. Anyhow, so those are the only 2 projects I'm bringing, which I feel like is really good for me because usually I way overpack, and I know this is still overpacking, but we are going to be gone for quite some time. That being said, let me just show you how much yarn is coming with me. This is where it gets a bit ridiculous. So we have these 2. And we have the 2 to finish off the pink half. It's a leaning tower of yarn. And see if I can do this. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's one more. Okay, there we go. All this is coming with me. Yeah, it's a lot, but I would hate to lose steam on the Boxy and want to work on the half and half, and I don't know. Is it even possible to get done with the pink or to get done with anything? Probably not, but it is what it is. It's my luggage, and if it's full of yarn, that's my prerogative, I guess. So I'm excited about those projects. Oh, okay. I was trying to avoid it falling on the floor. All but one. All right. So there we go. There's my works in progress that I've worked on and my finished object and what's coming with me on vacation. In case any of you saw the story on Instagram, I'm not going to post it here. I'm just going to refer to it. Unless anyone screenshotted it, it's not for public consumption at the moment. But I took stock of almost all my whips. It wasn't all of them because I didn't include blankets. And I made a notepad note, kind of similar to how I do my show notes here in notes. And I did a screen record of the works in progress, things that I have on the needles or pulled off the needles, but active stitches. And I started recording the screen and everyone was like, oh, that's not so bad. And then they saw me scrolling up. So it was more than one page. I have way too many. I was just going to say, I was like excited about starting new things, but really I need to get excited about finishing old things. And as I referenced before, shopping my stash. Gosh, it's so much easier said than done. I think if I was that project knitter, I would be more motivated to finish some things. Maybe not. Anyway, hopefully I make really good progress on those projects. The next thing I have to show you is spinning. For those of you who don't know, it's Tour de Fleece right now, which mimics or follows the Tour de France, which I have never watched. I've participated in Tour de Fleece a couple times and I've never watched the race. I'm sure it's fascinating, but it's just not something I have done personally. But many spinners do. And I have gotten quite a bit of spinning in. I'm quite pleased with my progress. This is going to be another one of those yarn tower situations, except for its singles tower situation. So before Tour de Fleece started, I had done both of these bobbins. This is a combo spin. I'm using 12 1-ounce bumps of fiber from a Nest Studio Fibers Advent from 2020 that I didn't do anything with. All the colors went really well together, and I know math should say that means I had 12 ounces, but I know the bumps were slightly bigger. So I had more than 12 ounces of that, and I just didn't think that 12 ounces would be enough for a sweater spin. So I added a braid of Malabrigo Noob in a purple and red color, and I added in a braid of purple and teal. I can't remember. There's a couple other colors of silk blend that my husband had got me, and mostly because those colors kind of blended in and matched a lot of the other colors. So in total, I don't know off the top of my head how many ounces it is, but 635 grams is what I'm spinning for this combo spin. I have no idea how much yardage that's going to give me. I'm spinning the singles quite thin. Let me see if I can show you. That's one single, and it's about 40 wraps per inch. So when all is said and done, that should give me a fingering weight, either 2-ply. I think the 2-ply will be more lace weight than fingering, but it should also give me a fingering weight 3-ply. My goal is to hopefully have a 3-ply, enough yardage to do the Weekender Light pattern by Andrea Mowry, which I'm participating in the Spin It to Knit It Weekender. So like I said, these two were already done when Tour de Fleece started. I believe I had a little bit of fiber on the third bobbin. And just in case you're curious, and maybe you have a project like this or want to do a project like this, I'm keeping track of the number of my bobbin. I've just put a piece of tape on it, and you can see that's a 3 there. And then on each bobbin, I have weighed the bobbin itself, including the leader. So everything but my last bobbin is 103 grams because I happen to use Patton's Croy sock yarn on the last one, so it's 104 grams. So I took the 635 and divided that by 6 because I knew I wanted to spin onto 6 bobbins. And that means I'm spinning 105 grams onto each bobbin. There'll be slightly more like 110 grams on the final bobbin. That's fine. It was as close as I can get because my kitchen scale only measures in grams. Anyway, so I had a little bit of fiber on bobbin 3, but I finished that one. And I finished bobbin 4. And I finished bobbin 5. Oh gosh. There we go. I'm kind of, I'll pop in a picture. How about that? Anyway, that's all 5 bobbins. So that's 525 grams, if my math is correct, which means I have just the last bobbin to go, which is currently on my electric eel wheel nano. No, not nano, electric eel wheel 6. And this is an e-spinner. And I haven't weighed this yet. I'm going to say probably about 20 grams, which means I have only 90 grams to go. And this will not be finished, sadly, this Tour de Fleece, because I'm not bringing it with me. So this will be resumed when I get back. I'm really excited to sample both a 2-ply and a 3-ply, to wash those samples and to knit both up into a swatch. I'm just going to grab 3 because we saw what happened last time. But I can't quite, in my head, wrap around what this will look like as a 3-ply. I think it's going to be very purple heavy because so many of the bits of fiber that I spin are purple or purple based. But I just can't, I don't know. I'm a little concerned that 3 strands might be too muddy, but then maybe it would be more blended. I just don't know. So I'm not going to know until I really sample it and I see what it looks like. And I also calculate my grist, which is yards per pound. I know I have more than a pound, but less than 2 pounds. So anyway, there'll be some math involved. Hopefully I can figure it out. As I've mentioned before, I'm not the best with math, but I do okay. So anyway, lots to figure out on that. I'm really enjoying it. I've been loving spinning. In fact, that's been my main focus. And that was why I was so surprised that I had as much progress on my Boxy as I have, because I feel like I've barely put any knitting time in. My focus has definitely been spinning. So that's been a lot of fun. I wish, honestly, I had sort of double the free time that I have, because obviously I enjoy knitting, but I really do enjoy spinning. And every time I focus on spinning more than normal, I realize just how much I enjoy it, and I I just wish that I did it more often. But I'm really enjoying this whole process of spinning for a specific project. That being said, I was not going to show you this, so it's going to take me a moment. It's right here beside me. It's just kind of difficult to get to everything. But I spun these. Gosh, I spun these on my Nano, my Electric Eel Nano, which I don't even have anymore. I haven't washed them yet, but they're all roughly a 3-ply fingering weight. And I have one more bit of fiber, which is buried under things, that I plan on spinning up for this. So I have this. Oh my gosh, I have two. Ha! I thought I only had one. That's what I get for not pulling it out. Anyway, these are Ashford Merino Silk Sliver. 80% merino, 20% silk. So, well, that's a bit of a bummer. Not really, because these are only 100 grams instead of 4 ounces, so it's slightly less than 4 ounces. But my plan, grab these three again. Actually, that's probably not the order they would go in. I'm thinking, let me see. Everything's a juggling act today. Something like this. It would be a really awesome fade. And this, my plan, is to do the So Faded sweater, which I have already knit one before. I'm not super happy with the fit, partially because I'm a little bit heavier than when I made it, but also I used to be even tighter knitter. I did do a gauge swatch, but as we see, those can lie. So anyway, so I just think this will be awesome. Like I said, I thought I only had one to spin for this, one more, so it would have been that, but it's okay. I really feel like these spins compared to the 635 grams are going to fly by because this is, 200 grams. So that will be a fun next project because I really would like to make that. The other thing I forgot to even put in my show notes is that I finished day 5. I had to finish this before I could work on my combo spin because it was on my wheel. And it's day 5 of that summer countdown, summer solstice countdown, which we're well into summer now. But I knew that I was not going to finish it. Oh my gosh, I'm dropping everything. I knew I wasn't going to finish it on time. But this is super hard to show. I wonder if I hold it up by this. Let's see. Maybe these serve a dual purpose here. There we go. That kind of works. So yeah, I thought it was fading, and I guess it kind of is, but this one's a bit outside the box. I haven't opened number 6. I'm letting each one be a surprise. Super enjoying it. These are a 2-ply fingering. If everything goes according to plan with this spin, I would love to do a sea glass tee out of these, either with a contrasting color, probably white, or with themselves. And I just don't know yardage wise. That it would depend on that. And also, do I have enough contrast? Because these two are practically the same. So anyway, I got these little, they're supposed to be for like a bracelet for a water park, or they're waterproof anyways, like marking you're over 21 or whatever those things are. But I got them, I can't remember where I saw it, a podcast somewhere mentioned them as being really good to mark your skeins because they'll stay on even when you wash it. And I wanted to keep those in the right order. So you can see I've looped them completely around the fiber, not just around the twist of the skein. So that way when they go in the wash, it'll all be there. And once I have the final yardage, I can mark that on there too. So yeah, super handy, very inexpensive. I found them on Amazon. So if you are in the market for something like that, I can recommend those. I mean, I haven't washed them yet, so I can half recommend them. They're working good so far. We'll put it that way. Yeah, I think I set my iPad down. Oh, holy cow. I told you guys I was tired. This is more life stuff, but I'll just go into it anyway because I can. I didn't sleep well last night because I was super stressed out about Rudy. He takes a anti-inflammatory every day, and I realized last night, after all the businesses were closed, that he was running low-ish on his medicine, and it comes in a bottle that's white. You can't see through it. It's a liquid medicine, and there's no way to know how many doses are left in the bottle. The only thing I know is that he has been using the bottle for quite some time, and I don't know, I just don't know how many more doses are in it. So I couldn't sleep. I woke up at 4:30 this morning, and all I could think was, the vet's closed. I'm not going to be able to get more medicine. I didn't know what to do. And I didn't want my dog suffering because on top of that, him and Fiona share a crate at the kennel. And when they get fed together. So I can't send Rudy with his moist food that he likes because Fiona will eat it all. She will not give him any. So I have to send them both with their crunchy food. And he still, since he got his teeth pulled, has not been great about eating the crunchy food. He has enough teeth to do it. The vet told me there's nothing to stop him from doing it. It's just his preference. And so I'd like to think that if he's hungry enough, he's going to eat the crunchy food. And don't get me wrong, every time in the house, he'll grab a couple bites here and there. I just hope it's enough to sustain him. We are going to be gone for a while. And then my thought process went to, if he's in pain, he's not going to eat that food. And I just was stressed out. So the good news is I went to our old vet who doesn't know they're our old vet. And they work on a walk-in clinic kind of premise. So it's only been, I think, 2 months since Rudy was there, maybe 3 at the most, certainly within the year time frame. And I just told them I needed a refill. They are open on the weekend. So I went in. They gave it to me without any grief, and maybe now I can feel like things are going to go smoothly on vacation because they're starting out smooth. Just stressed me out. I always have nightmares when we're gone about my dogs, bad things happening to my dogs. Clearly, I'm attached, and I don't want anything bad to happen to them. So that's stressful. But like I said, things are going better. I can take a deep breath. Hopefully, I will sleep good tonight. And actually start to feel like I'm on vacation. I'm working on it. What else? I don't think I have anything else in my notes. Let me see here. Nope, that's all I have in my notes. The only thing else that I was going to talk about, it's an acquisition, and it's not a knitting acquisition, but inside this beautiful sparkly pink case, I got a new Kindle. Again, if you saw my stories, I was so mad at Amazon. I got this on Prime Day. So the day before Prime Day, I had pulled up a Kindle on Amazon, obviously. And it was a 32 gigabyte, 10th generation, maybe. It was a 2018 model, so it wasn't the newest one. It was a Paperwhite, just like this, a Paperwhite. But 32 gig is much bigger than the standard 8 gig, which is what this is. And it was on sale for roughly $89, I think. It could have been $84. I didn't screenshot it, but I knew exactly, roughly how much it was. So I said to myself, I'm going to wait until Prime Day, because of course this is going to go on sale, right? It's a Kindle. It's owned and manufactured by Amazon, so why would it not go on sale for Prime Day? I logged in on Prime Day, and the price had doubled. I was so mad. More disappointed. Well, mad and disappointed, because then I'm like, okay, this whole Prime Day thing is a complete scam. So I even contacted customer support, and they're like, well, it was just a lightning deal, whatever that means. Why would you have a lightning deal and not a Prime Day deal? I don't know. Didn't make any sense. So then I was bitter, and I was like, I'll just use my old Kindle, which I've had since 2013. Do that math. That's 9 years. 9 years. I had a piece of technology for 9 years. That's amazing, honestly. As disappointed as I am in other things, that's great. And it still works. Still connects to Wi-Fi, downloads books. Totally good. So then I did a little more looking into it, and I saw the newest generation, which is what this is. It's 2021 model. Paperwhite, was on sale for I think $95. So I was like, okay, that's like $10 or $15 more than the other one was. And started reading about it, and it's pretty cool. It does sepia tone, and so like a yellowish tone, and it goes all the way down to a blue-white tone, which is supposed to help reading in different, lighting. Plus it's backlit anyway, and the page function, like clicking and the page actually turning, was supposed to be a lot faster. So I upgraded, and I do not regret that upgrade at all. The main difference, well, other than what I just said, the main difference is that the screen is slightly larger. The ones before this one were 6 inches, and this one's 6.8 inches, so not a lot bigger. I was a little worried it was going to be too big, but I'm loving it. I finished reading a book on it last night. The book I read last night finished last night, was called Collide by Dallas Ryan. She's a newer writer, published writer. Somehow I came across her book posting on Instagram the day it was released, which was back in March. And I bought it because I wanted to support someone in the knitting fiber world. And I don't know that I can recommend it. I gave it 3 stars. It's romance, which isn't my normal genre, however you say that. It's not my normal topic of choice. But sometimes I enjoy them. And I started it in March, like I said, and I just finished it in July. So I set it down for a very long time. I really had to force myself to read it. And it wasn't that the romance wasn't romantic or, whatever. For me, it was the typos. There are a lot of typos, and that drives me crazy. Sometimes just the few that I remember there being, sometimes there was the use of to, T-O-O, when it should have been to, T-O. There was him instead of his. Sometimes a word would just be missing. And don't get me wrong, I could figure it out. It wasn't difficult, but the way my brain works, it picks those things out, and it just immediately makes it feel like it's just not worth my time. So I really had to push through. That being said, I got 3 months of Kindle Unlimited with my new Kindle, and I started reading the sequel, so I'm not very far into it. I haven't found any typos yet, so maybe they got a better editor. Let's hope. So that's coming on vacation with me, and that's why the Boxy is so great, because I can knit and read. Also, this stand is really great, or this case, I should say, is really great because it has a stand in it, a little kickstand, so it will set on a table while you read, which is perfect for knitting. So I can highly recommend this. The case, I don't remember who made the case. If I remember, I'll link it down in the show notes. It's from Amazon. It was very affordable. Couple things that I liked about the case, just the look of it, was so funny. I say I don't read romance. I don't know if they cater this to what you're reading currently, but they're giving me romance ads. Probably not going to work on me. Anyway, I liked this because it clips right in instead of covering the screen border, whatever you want to call it. A lot of them will just it's almost like a sleeve with a hole in it, so it would just cover this, and I didn't like that as much because I've always had the Amazon Kindle manufactured ones before, which are actual leather, and I do like that because the other one I had lasted 9 years. So they're good quality, and I wanted something similar, but they didn't have good colors at all. So this is a good color for me. I love this color. And so there was that, and then this kickstand, and then also, let's see if I can get this. It has a little hand holder thing. So, and it's magnetic here too. See? Woo! Okay, well, I guess it's too heavy to hold it like that, but just holding it like this, it generally works. I don't know. Of course, when I try and say something works, it's not working. All right, well, that was my rambly bit about my Kindle and Amazon and all my thoughts there. So, more than I meant to say, I think. Anyway, I think that about wraps it up. Like I said, work was super busy, and we're still in our busy season. 4th of July ended up not being near as busy as usual, which is a win, but I'm just exhausted. We worked, my team worked 3 weekends in a row, and normally we work every other weekend, so there's just a lot. I'm ready for vacation. The last little thing, the shirt that I'm wearing is knitting related. It says, "Don't talk to me, I'm counting stitches." And my husband got this for me because he knows me too well. So I think he's heard that a time or two. "Don't talk to me, I'm counting stitches." Except for, when you're counting, you don't say all that. You're just like, and then after the fact, I'm telling, I was counting. All right, I'm rambly, I'm tired, I'm probably delirious, and hopefully some of this made sense. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will be sure to update you on all of my vacation progress and probably some vacation stories when I get back. Thank you again for watching. Bye.